At my baby shower, my husband's ex whispered, "I always win." I didn't know what she meant, until I found her bra in our closet. My husband said, "It was just once." I said nothing. At the shower, I made a special announcement, "Let's play a game called Guess Who's Not the Father." Everyone laughed, until they realized I wasn't joking. I'm 33, live in Austin, Texas. Married to a man named Mark, 35. We've been together 5 years, married for 3. I'm currently 8 months pregnant with what I thought was his baby. We'd been trying for almost a year before I got pregnant. I was happy. I thought we were solid. I guess every woman thinks that before the bomb drops. We planned the baby shower for a Saturday in May. It was warm, sunny, and looked like something off Pinterest. Pastel decorations, a diaper cake my sister made, cupcakes shaped like tiny bottles. I was glowing, in my white flowy dress with blue flowers. It was supposed to be a celebration of new beginnings. We held it at a small rented hall near downtown Austin. Nothing too fancy, but cozy. My family came. His family came. Friends I hadn't seen in months showed up with gifts and hugs. It was honestly shaping up to be one of the happiest days of my life. Then she showed up. Vanessa. Mark's ex. Tall, loud, bleach blonde, red dress 2 sizes too tight. The kind of woman who makes herself seen the second she enters the room. My heart stopped for a second when I saw her. I knew who she was from pictures on Facebook and stories Mark told me, always with a dismissive laugh, like she was no big deal. Just some messy part of his past. So why was she at my baby shower? She came right up to me. Hugged me. Fake smile. Leaned in close and whispered, "I always win." That's it. No explanation. Then she pulled back, smiled like nothing happened, and walked off to chat with Mark's mom like they were old pals. I stood there frozen, holding a plate of mini quiches, trying not to let the words sink too deep. My sister noticed something was off, but I brushed it off. I didn't want to cause a scene at my own party. Not over some ex being weird. But something about that moment stuck with me. It felt like a warning. I just didn't know what I was being warned about yet. A week after the shower, I was organizing the nursery. Folding tiny clothes, arranging diapers, doing normal nesting stuff. I decided to clean out our shared closet to make more room. There was an old shoebox on the top shelf behind some blankets. I figured it was junk. Inside was a bra. Black lace. Victoria's Secret. Not mine. I stared at it for a good minute. My brain was trying to make it make sense. But it didn't. I haven't worn that size or brand in years. It still smelled like perfume. Not mine either. I didn't even ask. I walked right into the living room where Mark was watching basketball and dropped the bra on the coffee table. "What is this?" He looked at it. Then at me. Then back at it. His face changed. Like a switch flipped. All the color drained. His voice got real quiet. "It was just once." That's what he said. I asked him who. He didn't say anything. I asked again. Louder. Then he mumbled, "Vanessa." I sat down. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just sat there. Let it all hit me like a slow wave. He said it happened a few weeks ago. He claimed he was drunk. That she came over just to talk. That it was a mistake. That he didn't mean for it to happen. He said it meant nothing. I just nodded. Got up. Went to bed. Didn't say another word to him that night. The next morning, I drove to my sister's place and stayed there for 2 days. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I was 8 months pregnant, tired, and felt like a damn fool. But I remembered Vanessa's words. I always win. That was when I realized it wasn't just an affair. It was a game to her. And I'd been playing it without knowing. I don't know why I did it. Maybe it was instinct. Maybe I wanted something to hold on to. Maybe I wanted control over something in the middle of all this chaos. I got a paternity test. There was a short window during our marriage when Mark and I took a break, 6 months in. Things were rocky. We were fighting constantly. During that break, I had a stupid one-night stand with a guy I used to work with, Jason. I never told Mark. It meant nothing. It happened once. I chalked it up to a mistake and moved on. Fast forward to now. I found out I was pregnant 5 months after that happened. Mark and I had already reconciled and I was convinced the timeline matched up with him. But doubt crept in. I had to know. The results came a week before the shower. Mark wasn't the father. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just stared at that piece of paper. Everything made sense. All of it. The way Vanessa looked at me. The smug little whisper. The bra in my closet. The guilt on Mark's face. I could have kept it quiet. I could have told Mark privately. But I didn't. I was tired of being quiet. So I planned something else. I went ahead with the second baby shower. My sister had organized another one just for close friends and family. It was more intimate, more relaxed. This time, I knew Vanessa would show up again. She was still hanging around, showing up at Mark's mom's house, texting his friends, playing the sweet just friends act. She thought she had won. But this time, I had the truth. So here we are. Second baby shower. Smaller crowd this time, just family and close friends. The ones who really knew me. My sister hosted it at her house in South Austin. Backyard decorated with fairy lights, white and gold balloons, soft music playing in the background. Real cozy. It was supposed to be peaceful. But I had other plans. I didn't tell anyone what was coming. Not even my sister. I didn't want her to talk me out of it. I just needed to say what I needed to say. I needed to burn it down, in front of everyone who mattered. And of course, Vanessa showed up again. She walked in like she owned the place, holding a box of diapers wrapped with a pink bow. She was wearing a white dress this time, almost like she was mocking me. She smiled at me across the yard, that same smug look in her eyes. Mark followed her. That part hit me harder than I expected. He didn't even have the decency to come alone. He brought her. Again. People noticed. You could see the glances, the quiet whispers. I let it slide, for now. The shower went on. We ate cake. Opened gifts. Played games. Everyone laughed, smiled, asked about the nursery, the due date. I played along. Until it was time for my announcement. I stood up in front of everyone with a glass of sparkling water and tapped it with a spoon. Hey everyone, I said. Can I have your attention for a quick little game? People turned to me, curious. Mark looked up from his chair. Vanessa was leaning against the fence with a smug little grin, like she knew what was coming. I thought we could play a game called Guess Who's Not the Father. People laughed. A few chuckles here and there. Then silence. I pulled the envelope out of my purse. Plain white, unmarked. Opened it slowly. My hands weren't shaking. I was calm. This, I said, holding up the paper, is a paternity test. It says Mark is not the father of my child. A gasp. No one moved. I looked at Mark. His face went blank. Like his soul left his body. Then I turned to Vanessa. I guess you win, right? Dead silence. She blinked, once. Just once. That smug look cracked for half a second. Then everything exploded. Mark stood up. Are you serious right now? You're doing this here? I said, oh, now I'm the problem? You brought your ex to both of my baby showers. You cheated. You lied. You let her in our house. You let her into our bed. People were staring. My sister covered her mouth. His mom looked like she was about to faint. Vanessa didn't move. She didn't deny it. Just stood there, eyes cold. I'm done pretending, I said. I'm done letting people disrespect me and get away with it. Mark looked like he wanted to speak, but nothing came out. Just stood there, hands at his sides, mouth open. Then Vanessa stepped forward and said the craziest thing I've ever heard. You should be thanking me, she said. You didn't even know who the father was. At least I told him the truth. Now this is where it turned. Because right when she said that, I caught it. Wait, I said. What do you mean told him the truth? She looked at me, smug again. Oh please. You think he didn't know? I told him about the baby not being his a week ago. The world stopped spinning for a second. I turned to Mark. You knew? I asked. He looked panicked now. I didn't believe her. You didn't believe her, I repeated. But you didn't ask me? You didn't confront me? You just let it go? He didn't answer. Then it hit me. He thought he had something over me. He was planning to play victim. Pretend he was the wronged one. Even though he cheated first. Even though he brought Vanessa back into our lives. He was going to let her blow up my secret and pretend like he was blindsided. Everything was twisting in my gut now. And Vanessa? She just stood there, loving every second. This wasn't about Mark for her. It never was. It was about me. Hurting me. Breaking me. And she almost did. But I wasn't done yet. The shower ended in chaos. People left quickly, some awkwardly patting my shoulder, some avoiding eye contact. My sister didn't say a word until everyone was gone. Then she hugged me and said, I wish you told me sooner. Mark tried to call me that night. I didn't answer. I didn't want to hear more lies. But it didn't stop there. 2 days later, I got a call from Mark's mother. She was crying. Said she had something to tell me. Apparently, this wasn't the first time Mark had slept with Vanessa during our marriage. It had happened once before, 6 months in, during our break. The same time I had that one-night stand with Jason. He had sworn it was over. He had lied to her too. Mark wasn't just careless. He was calculated. I hung up. Sat in silence for over an hour. Everything was different now. The baby. The truth. The lies. The fake apologies. The twisted games Vanessa was playing. There was only one thing left I needed to do. But I haven't done it yet. Not because I'm scared. Because I want to make sure it sticks. After the second shower, everything changed. I thought that was rock bottom. It wasn't. Mark tried texting. Then calling. Then showing up at my sister's house. I didn't open the door. He left notes. Long, pathetic notes that said things like, I was scared, and we can still make this work. Then the notes got angrier. If you think you're keeping that baby away from me, you're wrong. That one hit hard. I didn't respond. Then came the twist I never saw coming. For days after the baby shower blow-up, there was a knock at the door. I thought it was Mark again. It wasn't. It was Jason. Yes. That Jason. The one I had a one-night stand with. The real father. I hadn't told him yet. I was planning to. I just needed space. I wasn't even sure I wanted him involved. It felt too messy. Too soon. But he already knew. I got a call from Vanessa, he said. I froze. She told me everything, he added. Said the baby was mine. Said you were trying to trap Mark and ruin his life. I just stood there. My mouth literally dropped open. She's lying, I said. She's trying to blow up my life for sport. Jason nodded. I figured that much. But I still want a paternity test. And you know what? I didn't blame him. I gave him a copy of the results right then and there. He read them in silence. Then he said, I want to be involved. I couldn't speak. I just stared at him. I'm not perfect, he continued. But I'm not gonna walk away if I have a kid out there. I felt 1,000 things at once. Anger. Relief. Confusion. Hope. But mostly, I felt seen. Not pitied. Not blamed. Just seen. But of course, Vanessa wasn't done. She started posting things online. Not directly about me, she's not that dumb, but shady posts like, some women think having a baby means they win. But truth always wins. Or, if I slept with your man and he still talks to me, maybe the problem is you. I blocked her everywhere. But people sent me screenshots. She was trying to paint herself like she was the one who got betrayed. The worst part? Some of Mark's friends believed her. She told them I lied about the baby to trap Mark into staying. That I planned it all. That I only told the truth after I got caught. She turned my pain into a punchline. And Mark? He didn't defend me. Just when I thought I'd heard it all, my sister got a DM from one of Mark's old coworkers. Apparently, Vanessa had been showing up at Mark's office months ago. Bringing him lunch. Hanging around. Flirting with the receptionist. Acting like his wife. And get this, Mark never told anyone he was married. Not a picture on his desk. Not a mention during meetings. He played the role of the available guy. Which meant this wasn't just a slip-up. He had opened the door for Vanessa to come back. This wasn't about one drunken mistake. It was a slow betrayal. Planned. Federal protected. My sister begged me to talk to a lawyer. Said I needed to protect myself. I agreed. That's when another twist dropped. The day I met with the attorney, I found out Mark had already talked to his own lawyer. He was planning to file for joint custody. Before the baby was even born. He knew the kid wasn't his. He admitted that. But he still wanted legal rights. His reason? I raised that baby in my heart. No joke. That's what he told his attorney. He was trying to play the hero. The heartbroken husband who was deceived. Who loved the baby anyway. Not because he cared. Because he didn't want to lose. Because Vanessa probably told him it would prove something. And somewhere in his twisted brain, that made sense. It happened at Mark's mom's house. She had planned a family dinner to try and smooth things over, said we needed to talk like adults. I didn't want to go, but my sister said it might be good to get it all out. So I agreed. Jason came with me. Not because I needed backup, but because I didn't want to face them alone. We walked in, and the tension hit me like a wall. Vanessa was there, sitting at the dining table, sipping wine like she owned the damn place. Mark stood in the corner, arms crossed, avoiding my eyes. Mark's mom looked worn out. Her eyes were puffy, like she'd been crying. His sister, Chloe, was there too, silent, sitting on the couch with her arms folded tight. We didn't even eat. I barely sat down before Vanessa started. You're really gonna do this, she said. With him? She nodded at Jason. He wasn't even in the picture until I told him the truth. You mean the truth you used as ammunition? I said. You don't get to rewrite what you did. Mark spoke up then. Stop it. Both of you. This isn't helping. I turned to him. You lied to me. You knew the baby wasn't yours and you said nothing. I was trying to protect you, he snapped. From what? I asked. From the truth? Or from looking like the bad guy in front of your mommy and your ex? That hit him. He sat down hard in the chair, rubbing his face. Jason stepped forward. Calm but firm. I don't want to fight. I just want to do right by my kid. You two have whatever history, whatever mess this is, but I'm not part of your circus. Mark stood up again, fists clenched. Don't talk to me like I'm nothing. Jason didn't flinch. You are nothing to this baby. That's when Mark lost it. He lunged at Jason. My sister jumped in the way. Chloe screamed. Dishes clattered. And Vanessa? She laughed. She actually laughed. I told you, she said, standing up. I always win. I walked straight up to her. Looked her dead in the eye. You don't win anything, I said. You're just a walking tragedy. She blinked. And for the first time I saw something behind her mask, something hollow. She stormed out without another word. Mark sat back down, breathing hard. His mother sobbed quietly in the corner. Chloe said nothing but shook her head, like she finally saw who her brother really was. Jason took my hand and said, "We're done here." And we were. We left. No goodbyes. No hugs. Just silence behind us. Back in the car, I cried. Not because I still loved Mark. But because it all hit me, how much I gave, how much I ignored, how much I lost trying to keep something that was already rotten. The next few days were a mess. Mark posted a long, dramatic status on Facebook, claiming he was blindsided and just wanted to be a father. People commented with hearts and praying for you messages. Vanessa? She posted pictures of herself at some bar, captioned, "Some people fold, I flourish." Disgusting. But Chloe messaged me privately. Said she was sorry. That she didn't know how bad things were. That she stood by me, and she hoped I got far away from the mess. Even Mark's mom sent a message. I hope one day my son grows up, she wrote. You deserved better. Jason and I didn't rush anything. We just took it slow. We went to appointments together. Talked about co-parenting. He never pressured me. Never used the baby to win points. Just showed up. Consistently. That alone felt like a miracle. I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl named Aria. Jason was there, holding my hand the whole time. He cried harder than I did when she came out. Mark tried to come to the hospital. I told security not to let him in. He sent a message later that said, "I'll always love her like she's mine." I didn't respond. Because love doesn't mean anything when it comes from someone who chose betrayal over truth. Now that the dust has settled, here's what I know. I ignored red flags because I wanted the fairy tale. I let someone like Vanessa exist in my life because I believed Mark's lies. I thought loyalty meant staying, even when staying was killing me. But I'm not bitter. I'm free. Vanessa may have won Mark, but she'll always be stuck playing games with broken people. Me? I have peace. I have Aria. I have truth. And I have the strength to never let someone take that from me again. People like to say love conquers all. But real love doesn't come with secrets, lies, or lingerie in the back of the closet. Real love shows up. Real love protects. Real love tells the truth, even when it's hard. So if you're reading this and something in your gut feels off, trust it. You're not crazy. You're just finally seeing clearly. And that's the first step toward getting out.